Sadhu. So I'm going to translate Venerable James' wisdom talk today. First of all, he wanted to rejoice in our patrons. We had a robe offering patron to support the temple and a food offering patron in addition to all of us here today. The Venerable mentioned that half of our monks are not here. They're in North Carolina. Our abbot, Lompino, Lompi Lucas, and Lompi Chait went to North Carolina. There was a virtuous friend who invited them for a food offering and also transference of merit. And it was something that they tried to do in January, but because of the snow, it got moved until recently, today, this weekend. And the Venerable mentioned that the group that invited them mainly are Laotian speakers, and so Lompino can speak Laotian, and everyone else who's here is because they can't speak Laotian. And that's what the Venerable said to everyone laughing earlier. With regards to the wisdom talk, first of all, the Venerable did want to welcome our new teaching monk. As you can see, he is very new. He just joined us this week. Later on this afternoon, he'll be giving a little bit of information with regards to his history. So we definitely want to welcome him. In addition, in the future, he'll also be teaching us on Wednesday. So we'll definitely be able to learn more about him. Just a high-level history with regards to our new teaching monk. He's been a monk since a teenager. He's been a monk for over 16 years. So we're very excited to have him here at the Georgia Meditation Center. With regards to the wisdom talk today, the Venerable wanted to talk about the 8 worldly vicissitudes. And this is very good wisdom for all of us to understand these conditions of the world, that all things in the world, no matter what, will go through these things. Even if we want it, it's going to happen sooner or later. If we want it or if we don't, these are just the conditions of the world, no matter what. So it's important to know. And they've got 2 different sides. The first side is the side that everyone desires and everyone wants. And then the second side, the flip side, is that nobody wants it either. And this is, with regards to wants, it would be wealth, status, being popular and happy. With regards to the things that we don't want, these conditions, is to lose our wealth, is to lose our status. Instead of being popular, is to have people gossip behind our back, and then instead of being happy is to suffer. So these are the 8 worldly conditions that no matter what, people will face at some point in their life. So it's good to know it beforehand so that when it does happen to us, we're able to be content and not let our emotions get attached to it too much. So with regards to wealth, of course, this is in terms of money, treasures, anything that can help you. The Venerable even said that your health, of course, is wealth. In addition to that, even having a good partner would be considered wealth as well. And being born a human actually should be considered wealth because we have an opportunity to do good deeds. The Venerable mentioned, if you think about it, animals cannot do good deeds. When it comes to status, this has to do with rank in life, power. This is things that people do desire. Popularity, everyone wants to be liked and welcome. With regards to the opposite, people don't want that in terms of people gossiping with regard to them. And then, of course, we all want to be happy. And then we also need to understand the opposite of all of this. So with that, if you have wealth, there's also an opportunity that one day your wealth might vanish and you might not have it. In terms of being popular, yes, one day everyone loves you and you're popular, but we also have to understand that it could be a limited time. You might get older and then this popularity will fade. With regards to gossip, the Venerable said that there isn't anyone who probably hasn't been talked about before in general. So we just have to understand this condition that this does happen. And then, of course, suffering. This is something that is a condition that no one can escape. As soon as we're born, the Venerable says we're actually starting to suffer, because when you're born, what happens? You cry really, really loud. The Venerable says that that's because there's some sort of suffering that happens, and that's why babies cry when they're born. In addition to that, the Venerable also wanted to remind us that as soon as we're born, we have to realize that we're going to age, and at some point we're going to die, and this is just samsara. This is just the condition of the world. So when we understand that everything stays, maintains, and eventually decays, we understand the 8 worldly conditions. These are realities that will really help you in life to just deal with things as they come. When we understand these conditions, we're not so attached to things, and it's easier to be content, and it's easier to just let things go so that our emotions don't get swayed by the changes all the time. When we understand that everything comes, stays, and eventually vanishes and goes away, this is just a way to help us understand the reality of the world, and to realize how important it is to just be stable, to do our best to center our mind, so that when these ups and downs happen in life, we're not dictated by it with regards to our emotions, and we're able to be stable and centered and content and let go. And this is the Venerable's Wisdom Talk today. Sadhu.
Sadhu.